Browns QB Shedeur Sanders put on notice after Dillon Gabriel's first start. Shedeur Sanders is taking some heat after Dillon Gabriel made his first start for the Cleveland Browns on Sunday, a 21-17 loss to the Minnesota Vikings in London. The Browns benched veteran Joe Flacco in favor of Gabriel, who was serviceable in his debut. Gabriel passed for 190 yards and 2 touchdowns. But Cleveland's offense still struggled to generate explosive plays through the air. Bomani Jones, host of the Right Time podcast, didn't hold back when discussing what Gabriel's start says about Sanders' situation in Cleveland. Dillon Gabriel looks like he's playing with his big brother's friends. He doesn't seem like he should be out there playing football, Jones said. But I'm going to say this, though. If Shedeur Sanders can't get himself on the field for the team Dillon Gabriel plays for, maybe he should go do a podcast. This young man here is not going to play a whole lot of NFL football. Through the first 5 weeks of the season, Sanders has served as the number 3 emergency quarterback for the Browns on game days. He can only enter if both Flacco and Gabriel are injured. Jones, Shedeur Sanders should give Browns silent treatment. Sanders hasn't lacked confidence, recently telling ESPN Cleveland that he's ready to play now, and believes he could outperform some of the quarterback play he's seen around the NFL. I know if you see the quarterback play in the league right now, I know I'm capable of doing better than that, Sanders said. There's obvious a lot of teams would be playing me, but that's not in God's plan right now. And some things happen for a reason, and I'm a true believer in that. And whatever his plan for me is, I believe in it. So I don't be stressed or feel bad that I'm in the situation I'm in right now. It's just funny to me and I just enjoy it. Jones gave Sanders a reality check on that statement, as well as his viral mime act, where he silently mouthed his responses to a reporter's questions. All that talk about him looking around at the rest of the league, and he knows he's capable of it. I don't know what you got to do to get there. But as of right now, they don't think you're capable of being Dillon Gabriel, Jones said. I wouldn't be talking to nobody either. I wouldn't be a mime. I'd be walking around there acting like a couple of women I've dated, giving them the silent treatment. No saying nothing to nobody. I'd be mad as a expletive if you were telling me I couldn't do that. The Browns were looking for a spark by replacing Flacco with Gabriel. The offense was more efficient against the Vikings, but still failed to break the 17-point barrier. Cleveland has not cracked 17 points for 10 straight games, dating back to last season. The Browns have some significant work to do on offense if they hope to turn their season around. But Browns coach Kevin Stefanski sees some untapped potential with Gabriel under center. A lot of positives, Stefanski said Monday. Obviously, we can always be better, and certainly we as an offense have to be better and score more to help this football team. But for a young player in that environment versus that defense to take care of the ball, make the plays he made, I thought was a lot of positives with plenty to clean up. And that's what he will do. And that's the mentality he has, certainly to be a player that continues to get better week in and week out. The Browns are not completely out of the mix despite their 1-4 start. They'll head to Pittsburgh this week for an important AFC North clash. When Dillon Gabriel stepped onto the field for his first NFL start, the Cleveland Browns fan base wasn't entirely sure what to expect. A rookie thrust into the chaos of professional football, facing the weight of an offense still searching for rhythm and redemption. Gabriel's debut wasn't supposed to shake the status quo. But by the time the final whistle blew, the landscape inside the Browns' quarterback room had shifted dramatically. Shedeur Sanders, once seen as the Browns' future under center, suddenly found himself standing on unfamiliar ground. Notice had been served. The night Gabriel arrived, the stadium lights glared off the helmets like stage spotlights on a young actor stepping into his first leading role. Dillon Gabriel wasn't perfect. No rookie ever is, but he was poised. He read defenses with patience, moved the chains with precision, and perhaps most importantly, injected something into the Browns' offense that had been missing all season: belief. Fans could feel it. The sideline could feel it. Even the opposing defense sensed the spark of something new forming inside Cleveland's system. Gabriel's throws weren't just completions, they were statements. Each slant to the middle of the field carried rhythm. Every rollout pass showed intent. The rookie's timing was sharp, his pocket presence confident. He commanded the offense like he'd been studying it for years. And somewhere along the sideline, Shedeur Sanders watched quietly. Helmet on, eyes locked forward, expression unreadable. The camera caught him once, chin slightly lifted, his lips pressed into a line that could have meant anything from frustration to determination. A changing of the guard? When the Browns drafted Shedeur Sanders, they believed they were investing in a quarterback who could combine flash and fundamentals, showmanship and structure. Sanders had been a highlight reel magnet, a college phenom who could extend plays and make magic happen under pressure. His arrival was supposed to signal a new era, Cleveland's long-awaited quarterback stability. But the NFL doesn't care about resumes or last names. It rewards execution, command, and adaptability. For much of the preseason and early regular season action, Sanders struggled to find that balance. His arm strength was undeniable, but decision-making came under scrutiny. Missed reads, hurried throws, and a few costly turnovers had fans whispering doubts. Meanwhile, Gabriel waited, studying, absorbing, learning. And when his chance came, he didn't just step in, he stepped up. The locker room's reaction. Inside the locker room, veterans noticed. Teammates who had grown weary of inconsistency at quarterback found Gabriel's calm presence refreshing. His leadership didn't rely on volume, it relied on vision. Players said he listened before he spoke, observed before he commanded. That's the kind of demeanor that wins over a locker room quietly and completely. For Sanders, that meant the competition was no longer theoretical. It was real. And in the NFL, once momentum shifts in a quarterback battle, it's hard to reverse it without something spectacular. Pressure mounts. Cleveland's media scene reacted like it always does, with passion and intensity. Headlines screamed about a quarterback controversy. Talk shows debated whether Gabriel's performance was the beginning of the end for Sanders' starting hopes. Analysts dissected every throw, every decision, every sideline glance. Was Sanders prepared for this kind of challenge? Absolutely. He was raised in the game, molded by pressure, and mentored by one of football's most iconic figures. But even for him, this was a new test, one that had nothing to do with pedigree and everything to do with perseverance. For the first time, Shedeur wasn't the anointed starter or the promising rookie. He was the quarterback under review.